Hi, I'm David Thomas, WNWS.com, Grace Media Group. We are at Union University. Our guest is Stephen Aldridge, who is the Sports Information Director at the school. Stephen, I guess when I first met you, you were a young man back then.
But, I was. Yeah, that was a long time ago, about 20 years ago when I started
about 20
here at
years
Union.
ago.
Yes, sir.
Stephen, in all your years at Union University, nothing at all, anything like what we're going through right now with COVID-19.
No, obviously nothing like that. We've had, our share of, we think about the tornado 2008. We had to move some games to some local high schools because some of our campus had some damage to it. There's just a lot of things that have happened, but yeah, nothing to this level, nothing that's affected so many people outside of. It's all over, obviously. So it affects everything you touch. You can't travel, you can't host things, you just can't. You can't do a lot of stuff that you normally do. So yeah, it has had an impact for sure.
Earlier we talked with Erica Pitt, and she talked about obviously the layout of the gymnasium, the arena, and some of the measures, obviously all of the measures you guys are taking. As Sports Information Director, what has your workload been like, considering what's taking place with COVID-19?
Yeah, we're still just trying to retrofit our gym to fit social distancing practices. That you talk about media row, that's normally just, we're packed to the gills on media row. We have to spread that out. We're actually adding tables to extend out where our scoreboard, shot clock, visiting radio, stat people, other media members. So we're having to spread things out, find different areas of the gym to put people that necessarily doesn't have to be right on the floor. So it's been that. It's been trying to get, obviously get a schedule set. We've got that now finally, and so getting that out there. It's just been different. How about, we're not printing as many things as we used to because everything has to be online because we're trying to be as touchless as possible, where we're not, hand-to-hand contact with people. So there's just a lot of things we're doing a little bit different. Just trying to find ways to make things fit. And everybody's gym is different, so I could call a friend of mine and what they're doing may not work at our gym, and what I'm doing may not work at his gym. So, we're just having to try to figure out what we have available and then go from there. And so we're having to move some things around and make space for things and close sections off and just do the best we can with that.
Let's walk through the door of the arena and ticket sales. What do we do there for starters?
Okay. Well, this year will be something new. In fact, we just finalized it this morning as far as getting it online, but we're going online with tickets. Again, that's another thing that we're trying to get, as little touch as possible. We're not having to make contact with people that can do the purchasing online, and then to simply come in the arena, they show their ticket on their phone. It prints out a ticket as a PDF on their phone or tablet or anything like that, or they can print it out at home and bring it with them. We can scan that from a distance. And so there's no exchange back and forth as far as, me giving you something, you giving me something with money or tickets. So we're doing that online, so that's going to help a lot of that. But once you come in the door, fans will enter in through the lobby. That'll be the only place fans can enter the gym is the front door of the lobby. And they'll be escorted to wherever their seats are. The general public will be seated on one side of the gym. Our season ticket holders will be seated on the opposite side. They'll have assigned seats. And so everybody will kind of know what section they're going to be in, and we'll kind of see, how it flows. Obviously, there'll be some crowds bigger than others, but we will have a limit. We're working on about 25% of our capacity, which is well under what we're normally used to. So once we reach that limit, we're going to have to shut the doors and not allow any more ticket sales. So it'll be interesting at first, as some people may get left out, but hopefully the online thing, once we get it rolling and we get all the kinks worked out of it, people can kind of plan ahead and buy, and we'll kind of have that stuff done by game day. We'll know exactly who we're going to have and who's going to be here and what kind of tickets we're looking at. And of course, once we have a game this Friday night, we'll look and see, okay, we need to reduce people in this section, we need to add some more people in this section, we need to tweak some things. So we'll kind of figure out, how much, just what we have. We'll just have to tweak it, and some things may work perfect, and we'll say we got that just right, and some things we'll have to adjust, but we'll learn along with everybody else, again, because nobody's ever done this before. And again, like I said, every gym's different, so we'll have to figure out the crowd flow and the seating arrangements and what works in our gym, and if we need to adjust it, we will. But that's kind of the ticket look. You won't be able to just walk up to the box office and give them $5 and buy a ticket. It's all done online now. So And so just uuathletics.com/tickets is the location for that. You can find that on our website as well. But just go there and buy your tickets in advance, and just remember, it's going to be very limited. There's going to be a cutoff. There'll be nights where we have to lock the doors and close the ticket sales because we just can't put anybody else in our gym because of the 25% rule.
Once someone has got their ticket approved, I'm used to seeing like programs. No programs?
As of now, we're not going to print programs. We're doing that online as well. Of course, I still do those anyway, but it'll be a digital thing. There'll be something, again, there'll be signs all around the arena where you can just scan your phone with your phone, scan that picture. It'll take you right to our game programs. Of course, obviously, they're on our website as well. So it'll be something where people will have those in their hand as far as their phone or their tablet, whatever they bring with them to the game, and be able to view them that way. Or if they get them ahead of time and want to print them out and bring them. But again, that's that one thing where we're not swapping stuff back and forth. We're trying to eliminate as much of that touch as we possibly can. And sometimes, obviously, you can't. But we'll see how it goes with not printing them. It may, if things kind of open up after the first of the year, maybe that's one of the first things we start. Because programs is a big deal with basketball and any sporting event. You want to hold that in your hand and maybe be able to write on it, be able to make notes on it or whatever, and just have that handy. But it will be done. It'll just all be digital. It'll be online. You can view it with your phone or tablet.
Of course, concession stand. What do we do there?
We are going to try to have a concession stand. It'll be very limited.
But no hospitality room. Unbelievable to think.
Yeah,
no.
The hospitality room. One, because we're not having any doubleheaders this year. I'll touch on that. We talk about schedules later, but. For now, there'll be a limited concession stand. Again, not as many things as we normally supply, just because we're trying to do it some of that prepackaged stuff where there's not a lot of, you kind of get your own stuff kind of thing. So, again, that's one of those things. We'll see how that goes, and it may be something we have to get rid of totally. It may be something we can add more stuff to as things go along. We'll kind of just see how it goes. There's just so many unknowns. I mean, we could be opening things up in January or February, or we could be experiencing tighter restrictions in January, February. We may have to announce no fans or something. There's just so many unknowns that are coming down the road. So we just don't know. We do what we work with the knowledge we have and the restrictions we have now as best we can, and then we adjust every day, because it's one of those things. It's something that I'm sure you've learned, and everybody that's had any kind of thing with their jobs or whatever, their decisions being made on Monday, and by Friday they're changed. Because the rules change, the guidelines change, there's new information that's brought out. So we'll make these rules for this weekend, and then maybe next weekend we adjust for things. We change rules, or we change what we're doing based on the rules we have. So
one change I noticed. I remember a press release back. It's been obviously a few months ago.
Sure.
But it said that you guys would not start basketball until January 1st.
Correct.
Why the move up?
Well, I think with D1, of course, with the NCAA is our kind of our membership body there. Division I started, as or tried to start back in middle of November, and so a lot of D2 conferences said, well, if they can do it, we can figure out a way to do it. And so several D2 conferences started playing. And so our presidents, our coaches, and kind of encouraged our administrations to kind of revisit the idea. And so they did, and they said, well, let's try it. And so they worked out a plan to get a couple of games started before Christmas. And so it's worked out. I think we've got a good schedule. We've kind of fixed it to where it's not a normal looking schedule, but it's fixed it to where the costs are down as far as how many times we have to test. And different things like that. Also, it kind of helps on travel with the way they've done the schedule. So, it's just something they revisited and tried it. I mean, there's another conference in our region who their presidents are not even meeting until the end of December, and they won't play their first game till mid-January if they even play at all. So, so there's just a lot of different things going on. Again, everybody, like I said, our gym doesn't match somebody else's gym, and our conference doesn't match somebody else's conference because of the location, and just so everybody's kind of got their own thing based on the NCAA guidelines of what we're going to do. And so, it's excited to be able to play. I know our basketball players are excited. Our fans are excited to see something, even on a limited basis. And so I hope it's something that we can do safely and can continue to do even after the first of the year.
Okay, let's get to the media part. your radio station, of course, WTJS.
Yes.
Now, that's your flagship station. That's part of the Grace
Correct.
Media Group, of course. But there'll be no change there. They will be upstairs on what is generally the visitor side, right behind me. But for instance, where does the rest of the media? How is this? Because your tables are going to be limited. You're going to be limited with people there.
Correct. We have, the visiting radio will be still on the floor where they normally are, except they'll be extended down a little bit because, again, we're having to add tables to our current press row.
And the benches won't be where they normally are.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. If you know our gym, our visiting radio will be where the visiting bench normally is, down that side of that wall. So, also we've got some space upstairs that we've closed off. We're moving our television production and talent all upstairs. We're moving some video cameras upstairs as far as the team trying to record their video games, just because there's record their games on video because there's just more space up there. And we'll have some tables up there for media that doesn't necessarily need to be on press row. That can do their work at a table from upstairs. So we're just going to have people spread out as much as possible. Again, we'll use the space we've been given and go from there.
As far as basketball is concerned, help me out on this real quick. Friday evening at 6 p.m., Christian Brothers women play here. The women's game will be played on Friday at 6. Then the two schools will flip on Saturday at 3 p.m., where the men will be here.
No, it'll be all women all weekend. Yeah, I'll do it. Like I said, it's a totally different schedule. It's a 20-game conference schedule, and there'll be no double headers. Normally you come at 5:30 for the women, 7:30 for the men on weeknights, or maybe 2 and 4 on Saturday. But that's not the case this year. The way we're doing it is the conference is split into divisions for this year only. Have an East and a West. We're part of the West. It'll be us, Christian Brothers, Delta State, Mississippi College, West Alabama, and Huntsville. That'll be our division. That's the only opponents we'll play this year in the regular season, and we'll play them home and away. For this weekend, we've got Christian Brothers, so our girls will play Christian Brothers here at Union in Fred DeLay Gymnasium, 6 o'clock on Friday and 3 o'clock on Saturday. At the same time, our men will be in Memphis playing Christian Brothers at their place Friday and Saturday. Then the next weekend, it'll be our men at home versus Huntsville, and our women will be on the road at Huntsville. So the men and women will be playing on the same night, Friday and Saturdays, in two different locations. So it'll never be men and women at the same time. So there'll be 10 home games for the women, 10 home games for the men, barring any postponements or cancellations.
All right, Stephen, of course, as sports information director, it's not just basketball with you right now. There's a lot of other sports, and you're getting ready to get real busy, not that you're not already busy, because tell us about, of course, soccer, volleyball, baseball.
Exactly. As you remember, a lot of the fall sports, in fact, the NCAA canceled all of their fall championships. So there was no region or national championships in cross country, soccer, or volleyball, or any other ones that we may not host or that we may not have here at Union. But those are the ones that impact us. But there are no national championships. Cross country was able to go ahead and have a season because they were kind of a no-contact sport, so it was kind of something they could do. But volleyball and soccer has been moved to the spring as far as they're going to play some games, but it's not going to be for a conference, region, or national championship. It's just going to be just kind of a volleyball championship series where some of the teams that want to play can get together and play.
Sounds like a club league.
Exactly. It'll mimic a club league for soccer and volleyball in the spring. But there will be home and road games, and they will count as far as national stats, as far as career stats for our players. But there won't be any kind of championships as far as Gulf South or NCAA is tied to those sports. There'll be some tournaments, but it won't be called a conference championship or a national championship. That's going to come in the spring. As of now, that's the plan. Those schedules are still being hammered out exactly right now, but they're looking at starting soccer in February, 1st of February, then starting volleyball in March, because again, volleyball uses the same gyms as our basketball team, so they'll kind of wait till they get finished. But then, of course, baseball and softball are set to start their regular seasons as normal in February as well. So when February and March get here, it's going to be a lot of activities going on at Union. In fact, something will be going on every weekend at Union for the foreseeable future, except for the Christmas and New Year's break.
Well, as far as volleyball is concerned, with the arena, the makeup of the arena, with the seats that we have, is it going to be the same? More
than likely it'll be the same. Again, we'll kind of see what the guidelines are in March, what different they are now. They may be more strenuous, or they may be more laid back. So we'll kind of see. But as of now, we would say the gym would look exactly the same. The players would be spread out, things like that. So We'll see. Of course, the volleyball court's a little bit smaller.
That's right.
So you actually got more floor space to play with as far as getting your seating, as far as the players being spread out. So that part actually gets easier because their court's a lot smaller, so you got more square footage to deal with things off the court. So, but yeah, we anticipate it being the same guidelines, and that's kind of what we're planning right now. And if it changes, we adjust as the changes come about.
Stephen, you're used to working with a computer for several years now.
Sure.
There's some little something that tells me that your telephone has been ringing off the wall here as of late. I don't know why, but go ahead.
You're exactly right. In fact, my cell phone is in my pocket, and it has not stopped ringing since we've been talking. So I'm surprised I've been able to kind of stay focused. But yes, there's been a lot of questions, and that's just it. There's so many questions. I mean, I've got friends in the business at colleges in our area that I've talked to. I've talked to our friend Dave McCulley a couple of times. We've swapped ideas back and forth. How are you handling this? What are you doing? What are we doing? Kind of thing. And the same thing with our conference. I've asked some of my friends, how are you handling this? And they've called me and asked. And then you've got fans calling, and so then you've got parents calling. You've got, will this be live streamed? And of course, you'll be a chance to touch on that. Yes, all of our games will be live streamed. uuathletics.com/live. But all of those links are on our website at uuathletics.com. You'll find schedules, the live streams, the tickets, the programs, everything will be on our website. So that's just kind of a one-stop shop there. So, but yeah, everybody's got a question. And what's funny about it is we have questions too, because they ask questions that we don't know an answer to. And I can't give them an answer because, like we said, they're still, now there's 2 days before first a game, but 2 weeks ago they're asking questions. I'm like, we don't know yet because those decisions have not been made by the conference yet. So, everybody's got questions. It's not like one person has all the answers and they're trying to hold on to them. Nobody really knows.
It's because there's questions that's never been asked before.
Exactly right. You're asking questions that nobody's had to deal with before, and even all the way up the ladder with the NCAA and even with our government, there's so many things that are changing about what is allowed and what is not allowed and what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. And so you just have to be flexible. And I hope our fans and they've been great. People we've talked to have all been understanding, but you just have to understand that I may say something today and we may get a guideline sent down from the NCAA or the Gov South or even our government in 2 days that may change everything that we're doing. And then we're going to have to scramble and figure out a way to adjust. And so that's the hard part, is just you spend all your time doing something and then 5 days later you wad it up and throw it away and start all over again. So that's been the frustrating part of it, and I know it's going to change. I have no doubt in my mind that what we're saying right now will not be the rules middle of January, middle of February. There's going to be something that's going to either tighten or loosen. So, things will change on a day-to-day basis, and we'll just have to adjust with what the rules are and just try to abide by them the best way we can.
Stephen, one more time, and I don't want to give a schedule for this weekend because I'm liable to shank this punt, but
and I may too.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, Friday night right here at Union Lady Bulldogs will take on Christian Brothers at 6 o'clock, and then turn around Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. It'll be the same two teams. The girls will be playing again against Christian Brothers Saturday at 3 o'clock. All of our home games this year are 6 on Friday night, 3 on Saturday. And
is there a makeup game for a date like for a Tuesday? Did you say?
If there's any makeup games, they could be played midweek.
Okay.
If we have, if I don't want to say it because it could be any time. If we have a weekend that's canceled because some team can't travel because they had some players test positive, and our team is okay to play, we might play somebody else on a Friday night instead of who was originally scheduled to play. So all of that's going to be on a kind of a day-to-day or maybe a week-to-week basis. So I encourage you to check our website. That's always going to, as soon as we know something, it'll be put on our website at uuathletics.com. And then we'll obviously send that out on social media and get that out as best we can. But yeah, this weekend our girls are home, guys are on the road. Both teams playing Christian Brothers. The next weekend our guys are at home, our girls are on the road. We'll be playing Huntsville that weekend. So it's going to be different. Like I said, it's going to be one game a night, so you come, watch a game, and you go home. There's no, it's a shorter night, but we're going to have more of them. So right now there's 20 home games, 10 men, 10 women, through December, all of January, and all of February. Our conference tournaments will be kind of as normal. They won't be at Sanford this year because they're not allowing our conference to use their facilities. So we'll have a different location for the conference tournament, but we'll do similar things. That's still being talked about. The NCAA just announced that they're reducing the national tournament size from 64 down to 48, so there'll be fewer teams that make the national tournament at Division II level, and so there'll obviously be some different. Our region tournament will look a little different. There might be only be 6 teams there instead of 8. So how do we qualify for that? Those things will kind of come later in the year as we see what it's going to look like. So again, there's a lot of things that we don't. I mean, that's in March, and I have no idea what to tell you because there's no answers yet. Even with the spring sports that are going to be played there. So it's just going to be, again, a week by week, day by day thing. And I encourage you to visit our website often. That information will be as current as we know it. Again, what's on there now may be different than what's on there in February. So it's going to change. But we're excited. I'm excited to see that our fans are still excited, and we've sold a lot more season tickets than we thought we would, and I'm excited about that. Again, we'll see what limits we get to, and hopefully we don't make anybody mad because they didn't get a ticket and now they want one and they can't get in. There's going to be some of that. So we just kind of hope that people understand that some nights will be busier than others, and so hopefully with the online ticketing it'll allow people to kind of at least be able to buy a ticket for some game. It may not be the exact game they want, but they'll be able to plan ahead and try to get a ticket for a game. So and if there's games canceled, there'll be refunds, things like that, obviously, but you can talk to our ticket office for that. So we're just excited to get started and kind of see what it looks like and to see kind of some basketball again, and we're excited about that. And again, being able to see our sports kick up in the fall. I know our volleyball and soccer teams, they hadn't played over a year. They haven't played since last fall, so they're really itching to get back on the court or the field, whatever the case may be. And so baseball and softball started their season last year, and then in mid-March it all came to a screeching halt. So everybody's just excited to get back, but they also want to do it safely. We know this virus is real. It's impacted people in my life and people around school here. I mean, it's real. We want to handle it the best way we can and the safest way possible to make sure our fans, our players, our staff are as protected as possible. And we encourage you, if you don't feel good, don't come. Again, watch it on our live feed, listen to it on WTJS 93.1. We're so excited to be back with those guys. This is over 30 years now that they've been able to do our basketball games. And so we're so excited to be back on 93.1, Lacey and all the folks there, and Rodney and John, and it's so many others are there that have just done such a great job of helping us. And Gary Neese is back again to do our radio, the legend himself. So he'll be back on the air this year calling all of the home games. Because we'll be providing that service for people that can't come to our gym. So we encourage you to watch. If you're not feeling good, when you come to the gym, you will be asked to have your temperature taken. And you will be asked to wear a mask once you're in the arena, social distance, where you can. So there's just a lot of steps. Everybody knows about them. We're just going to try to get through them the best way we can.
Steve, in all the years I've known you, I never would have dreamed that we would have an interview of this nature. That's one thing.
Yeah.
The other thing is, during this entire interview, it just came to me that we talked to Erica Pitt earlier,
yes,
the head athletic trainer at the school, and we went over everything we could think of with her, and then with you, and now with you, and yet there's some little something that tells me we're leaving something out, and you're going to find out what it is Friday.
You have been in our staff meetings. We were all asking, now, what are we forgetting?
Okay.
What are we not thinking about? And we've racked our brains. In fact, I dreamed the other night about tickets and seating and stuff, and so it's been on my mind for weeks. And so we're trying to figure out what that thing is we're missing. And you're right. There'll be stuff. We've done this for 20 years, and there'll be things we just don't think about. Something will present itself as an issue, and we'll have to address it, on site. But there'll be things that we see that work. There'll be things that we try that don't work, and we'll try something different. And so we're looking forward to it. We hope everybody understands and kind of works with us. This is not ideal for anybody. We wouldn't wish this on anybody. I know they wouldn't wish it on what we're trying to do. But I wish these gyms were. I wish there was no blue tape anywhere in this gym. I wish there were no ropes. I wish there were no spacing, seats folded down. But that's not the world we live in. In December of 2020, that's just not. There's not another option. So, as far as to allow people to come in, so we're trying the best we can to be accommodating to as many people as possible, up to our limit, and then we'll just have to shut the doors on that. But we're excited again. We thank you for coming out, Dave. You've been a friend to us for a long time as well, and even going back to old Diamond Jacks days. We spent some time out there together. So I appreciate y'all coming out. 101.5, being a part of the 93.1 family now. That's just exciting. And we're glad to be a part of that.
Thanks, Stephen. We enjoyed it as much as you did. Thank you again, and best wishes to you.
Thank you, Dave.